This is Peter. This is his first home. It's big, it's empty, and it's costing him a fortune. Peter works out of town, so he's never home and doesn't have time to renovate. But building an income suite is essential to relieve his massive mortgage payments. He needs help. I convert homes into income properties for a living. What I know for a fact is that rental income is a smart way to offset a high mortgage payment. Peter bought his first house 4 months ago for $670,000. His mortgage payments are a whopping $4,000 a month. An income suite would make perfect sense for him. I'm going to show Peter how to protect his investment. I love the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's why I moved here. My intention off the bat was to put in a rental property in the basement to help basically pay for some of this house.
All right, well, show me around and we'll see what we can do.
So this is the kitchen and the dining room through here.
Hey, this looks good.
And this is my girlfriend, Danielle.
You like this house?
I do. I love this house.
You live here?
No, I have my own place.
Do you live here all on your own?
Yes.
It's a whole lot of house for one guy.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I want to rent part of it out. So this is where the bedrooms and the TV room.
You see, you have a spare bedroom.
Master bedroom's through here. It's actually a little smaller than the other room, but it's got the master bath in here. So upstairs, there's 2 rooms up here.
This house is a lot of house, dude.
This is an office in here.
I thought you worked on the road.
I need a place to put my computer though, so fill up this room.
I mean, it's doing a good job. It's filling it up.
So this is the TV room.
Dude, there's no furniture in here.
These are my couches right now.
Let's check that basement you've been talking all about.
So this is the space.
Oh, perfect. There's a door here.
Yeah, there's a separate
there's some
entrance.
good news. Oh, man. What the heck's going on here? This is completely ridiculous. This defeats the entire purpose of coming in here. This is the first problem. This is really in the way. Rough in for a washroom. They've roughed in the washroom here, and then they gave up, which scares me a little bit. This is what's really concerning me, though. This is brutal. 25 feet of water damage.
Yeah, I think it's all centered around this window.
If you want to rent out the basement, this is completely unacceptable, right?
Right.
If they get a flood down here, you're going to be liable for their stuff, not to mention the mold issues. I kind of wish they hadn't finished the basement because they didn't insulate. And they didn't do any fire separation between down here and upstairs. You can finish your basement for personal use as a rec room, but when it comes to renting part of your house, there's safety issues because now you're a landlord. You're liable for their life.
Yeah.
I want to go outside and have a look at this window well. How do we get out there?
Right up here.
Well, there's your problem.
That actually is an issue.
That is an issue. Next time it rains, you're going to get a flood again. It's wet here, and it's low.
Yeah.
So we got puddling for sure. We got to solve all the water issues before we do any renovations.
Okay.
You have a great house. You made a good choice. You want to rent out the basement. You're going to make some money. We have a few issues to deal with.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take all the information I have, give you some options, and we'll go from there. Peter, After going through your house, I want to kind of recap your financial situation.
Okay.
You're spending about $4,000 a month on mortgage, insurance, and taxes. I've come up with a couple scenarios to try to relieve some of those payments and bring some rental income into your house.
Okay.
Here is option one. And option one is right up your alley. It is finishing the basement for a legal one-bedroom apartment. We will have to change the front entrance, including the swing of the door. Gonna put in a kitchen with a breakfast bar so that they have somewhere to eat without wasting any more space with another table.
It's right in line with what I was thinking. That's great.
We're gonna reroute all the plumbing so we can get a bathroom in here and put an angled wall so that there's a continued flow to the apartment.
Okay, nice.
Nice.
Now, because it's a great area and you can attract like a really matured tenant, I think putting a bedroom is important rather than just going with the bachelor style here. We have just enough room to put a bedroom at the back, and I'm gonna save this window by putting stackable laundry in this back corner. The laundry will be shared, you have access, they have access. It'll be separated with a firewall and a fire door and sound insulation.
Perfect.
The only issues I have are regarding the water damage here. We are gonna have to address that issue.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna tie in your downspout. We're gonna change the grading outside because at the moment, the ground slopes towards the window. Clearly, if it's gonna rain hard, all that water's gonna drain in.
Yeah, that's great. That was a concern of mine, so that's excellent.
To do this basement renovation is going to cost approximately $30,000. At minimum, this will rent out for $900 a month. Brings your mortgage payments down to $3,100.
If we can make it nice in a cost-effective manner, I'm all for that.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty
Or
nice.
maybe we're gonna swap. We'll move down there and someone else.
You'll move down.
You know what? It's not a bad idea, and in fact, it leads me into option number two. Option number two is the same basement apartment. You move downstairs.
Downstairs.
You post your house for rent. Hear me out. We still finish the basement. The only difference is an extra $1,000 to divide the attic into 2 bedrooms and fix some of the electrical to accommodate that. You can get $3,000 a month for this house as a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. To do this basement renovation is going to cost $31,000. Your mortgage drops down to $1,000 a month. It's the most logical in the situation. It makes most financial sense to me. And you were talking to me about making smart investments. So Peter, what are your thoughts?
I don't know.
Peter, it's time to make a choice here. Option one,
Yeah.
1-bedroom basement apartment. Option two is the exact same basement apartment, and I'm going to close off your attic into 2 bedrooms, but the option is that you move downstairs and rent out the rest of the house. So Peter, what are your thoughts?
I think I'd rather stick with option one.
I concur.
I think it's a very interesting option. It's not so much that it's a basement, it's just a smaller space than I want. I would see that as sort of taking a step backwards to the apartment I had when I was 22.
Good
So you're
choice.
choosing option one.
Yeah, choosing option one.
Choosing option one.
Okay, it's still a great choice. You've chosen to do the 1-bedroom basement apartment and rent it out, and it's gonna look fantastic.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Well, I'm gonna bring in my contractor and my designer, and we're gonna get started right away. Peter's basement looks finished, but there's not much we can work with here. Unfortunately, the plumbing rough-in is all wrong. We're gonna have to start the bathroom from scratch. We'll put the toilet, the vanity, and the shower where it makes sense. If Peter wants to get some good rent in this neighborhood, his apartment is gonna need some personality. So I'm going streamlined Italian in the kitchen, a nice cozy living space, and a stylish bedroom in the back. Now the space isn't big, but the potential is huge. Oh, that's disgusting. That's the furry stuff. This totally sucks. Hey, we just got started on this renovation and already a massive mold problem. Here I'm gonna crack a window just to get some ventilation going. I really don't want to be breathing it in. I take everything with the mold, get it out now. Mold is taken very seriously in the building industry because once it's airborne, you can get very sick from inhaling mold. It can cause infections. Some molds are even carcinogenic. You're not going to be happy. It's big time mold. And check this out. The carpets, it's in the carpets. We're going to have to cut it out.
I was hoping it wouldn't be too bad, but
we're going to have to do a little more work than I expected. I want to see what's happening under here. It's the concrete floor. Holy cow. I thought this was a sheet of plywood. Oh man. This is water in here. What is going on here? The thing that I know is quite clear is this is in no shape for a tenant. And we have a lot we need to do before we can even consider renting this space. Concrete doesn't bond to concrete. You need to use an adhesive, and there's clearly no adhesive used. So now all the concrete's breaking up. We have to pull it out, and now we have to re-level the floors properly. Okay, take the carpet out. Let's clean out the whole basement. This is the frick.
I knew things weren't going to be as good as they appeared. They made it look really great to sell it. But there have been things that I didn't expect, and this is another one.
Oh, it's soaking wet in there. It's like heavy mud. You have a fieldstone foundation, and the water just pours right in around the rocks. Everything's soaking wet. There's no vapor barrier in the walls. Somebody's just shoved in insulation up against the wet rocks. This is not a one-shot deal. This is happening over and over. If you want to get a tenant in here, you can't have these ongoing issues. This is unacceptable. It's going to be a problem after problem if we don't resolve these now. So it's going to cost Peter a little more money up front, but in the long term, he's going to have a better house, he's going to have a better tenant, and he's going to have a great tenant-landlord relationship. I hate to hit you up already, like I didn't foresee it being this bad. I didn't realize how bad of a job they had done here. It's wet. It's just it's mud. If you want to get a tenant in here, you can't have these ongoing issues. I hate to hit you up already, like I didn't foresee it being this bad. But for about $2,000, we can rectify the problem in here.
There's no alternative, right?
That's true.
So problems like this, they just, increase the need to do what we're doing and do it right and start bringing in the income which is going to pay for what we're doing and pay for the mistakes that were made in the past.
All right, let's keep working. What we're going to do to solve this, I've actually spoken to Peter, and we can parge that wall and seal that wall for about $2,000 to prevent the water and moisture from getting in. That, it doesn't matter how nice you fix the place up, if it's gonna leak, it's all worthless.
I'm going back to work. I'm traveling on a project for the week. I'll be back 5 days.
You're gonna have to trust me all week here. Mm-hmm. I'll do my best. I'll call you if anything else major pops up, but I think we've discovered the bulk of any problems we're gonna run into.
I do hope there's no more problems, because it's always fun to fix things. It's not fun to find more problems.
Peter's left for the week. He's trusted me here with the guys to fix up the house. And I'm hoping when he gets back at the end of the week, he'll be quite surprised at all the work that's been completed. So 2 layers of parging will even out this wall. It's also going to fill in where all the old grouts deteriorated. So the double layer of parging and then the waterproofing should prevent the water from getting through onto this side. We've fixed some of the awkwardness of the apartment, like the stupid duct that was in front of the front door. The fire and sound insulation is here. We're making a lot of progress. We're still doing the renovation according to plan. The renovation downstairs is going well, but in these old houses, we never know what we're going to find.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's all from last night when it rained?
It's literally dripping. So the biggest problem out here is leading into our basement renovation. But this water, look, it continues all the way along our wall here, goes all the way along our wall there.
You think that's where that pool is from?
No, I think that pool is from his whole roof's got problems. I'm just worried that once we lay our laminate down, it's going to get soaked.
Yeah, that's not good for laminate.
Hey, Scott. Hey, Peter. What's going on, man? Welcome home. I think. This is what my concern is. We had water coming in up here, so we have to bring the roofer in before we drywall. He's going to look at it and find out what the problem is. I mean, you're going to want to address it.
Yeah,
Eventually.
something I've probably been selectively ignoring.
Well, can't ignore it for too long.
There is a roofer coming. Glad we found it. And it sounds like this could be the last of the water problems. Knock on bucket.
It's coming down in that corner, and right behind you.
Well, the only thing I suggest is take the deck up, check it out and see if it's flashed properly up in the wall here.
All right, let's pull some floorboards up. Like, we'd love to just finish the basement, but there are other problems in the house that carry through to the basement. 4 floors up, a leaking roof follows all the joists and pipes all the way down, and it puddles down here. Holy crap. I'm scared to step on it. The roof's a disaster. They pulled up the floorboards on the deck, and he needs a whole new roof. Oh my God. It's all rotted. Oh, man. This is becoming expensive. I apologize. The idea of the basement apartment is to generate income, and it's still going to make good money.
Yeah.
He hit Peter up with a $3,000 quote just for the deck off of the master bedroom. Welcome to being a homeowner. I'm going to go ahead and continue in the back because I can get the ceramic tiles down. There's no leaking back there.
So we're moving forward while Peter takes care of the roof. It doesn't matter how well you finish a space. If you don't take care of the problems behind those finishes, they're worthless.
This renovation is definitely costing more than the original budget we set out. We're at a phase where I don't think many more things could come up. I mean, a volcano could sprout up from my basement, or we could have sewer backup, or I don't know, but there could be something terrible, and realistically, it'll be tough. I think, you know, I'm early on in my mortgage, and I'm still paying off a lot of the house. I don't want to be hit with an extra, you know, multi-$1,000 bill for anything. With all the things that have come up, with us hitting the maximum end and then even over, I'm looking forward to renting this out to start recovering that cost. And the one thing I learned was, as never having owned, you don't know what it means to own a house. You don't understand. You know, I know a million things now that I would never have known before.
There are so many things that we had to do here. There's no way you could rent it out the way it was. He now has a business in his home. And if you're like, if you got all these problems and you're unsure of it and you're not comfortable renting out, or if you know it's illegal, you can't be renting that out. You can't have that peace of mind. You have to be able to sleep at night. But now, for Peter, he can be confident. When a tenant walks in, it's like, this is what you're getting. Everything is finished. They shouldn't have any questions. There shouldn't be, well, what about that? Because it's all done. We've done stuff that most tenants don't even know about. You know, they can't even see that sound insulation. They don't know that it's 5/8 drywall. They don't know there's fire dampers on there. They don't know it's insulated pot lights, but Peter knows when he gets that first rent check, he's gonna have a huge relief off his shoulders. Like, thank God, you know, this is actually paying off. You guys ready?
Wow, that's great.
There's a lot of work that went into your basement. So we've obviously gone leaps and bounds from what was existing here.
Yeah, it looks great.
So weird walking in here.
We tried to stick with the personality of your whole house, which is higher end. This isn't your standard kitchen. This is an upgraded kitchen. These cupboards are actually all upper cupboards, like the ones you'd have above a fridge.
Right.
But because we have the low ceiling height, we just use them straight across the board. Stainless steel backsplash, solid surface countertop with an integrated sink, very durable. These can be refinished in 20 years from now, and they'll look like this, brand new again. I mean, it's not a huge basement, so to put in this breakfast bar gives them somewhere to sit and eat without having to put another table in the space.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
We did spend extra time and design and a little bit more money investing into this basement because you have such a unique opportunity in this neighborhood to capture the higher end market. So check out this washroom.
Oh my gosh.
Not your standard renter's washroom, that's for sure.
Yeah,
It's really nice.
that looks great. And you built that into the wall. That looks great.
Tenants always say it's cold, right? It's too cold in the basement. So we've given them a heat source here and a heat source at the other end, so they do have some control over the temperature down here.
I wouldn't have been able to assemble a team like we had here had I gone out on my own. Between my schedule and just having no prior experience, I owe it to the crew, and I think they did a great job.
It isn't a huge space, obviously, but having a bedroom adds so much value to the apartment.
Yeah.
Tenants loved that. I mean, we could have very easily gone with a bachelor-style apartment here, but you wouldn't have been able to get as much rent. The floors in here, we switched it up to make it a little bit warmer than the tiles. I put a durable laminate flooring. These things last for a good 10 to 15 years with the tenants, and it's cheap and easy to replace.
Yeah, it looks good too.
And so the apartment ends here. This is the fire separation.
Okay.
Now the tenant will have access to this space, right, which is the shared laundry room. But we had to be clever, right? We had to save that window for the bedroom to make it legal. So the only option was stackable.
Luckily, I bought stackable.
Yeah, you wanted the privacy of a pocket door. We threw in the pocket door.
Does that door lock?
No, it does not. This is the second source of egress. This is the second means of escape. So your door upstairs should lock, for sure. But you guys both have access to the backyard if need be. But they have a great front door.
That's where my Rottweiler's going to be sleeping up there.
Yeah, right. So I had an appraiser come through the house with me today, and he had seen the space before we did the renovation. He was saying that this renovation has added about $75,000 to the value of your home, bringing it up to about $750,000 home.
That's somewhat surprising.
Yeah,
Is that
It's
surprising?
a genuine smile. I'm pretty stoked with these things.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
huge difference.
On top of that, he did some research in the neighborhood about rental units, one-bedroom rental apartments, and he came up with a number between $1,200 and $1,500 a month for this apartment.
Wow, that's great.
Great.
Yeah. So I was really happy to hear that. You're going to be making more money, which is great.
Yeah. The nice thing is over
Great.
time too, rents will keep going up and my mortgage will stay fixed.
This should be basically like a hands-free landlord situation.
Yeah, I do appreciate the great job that was done, and I'm sure a tenant will appreciate the hassle-free living space. So.
We have to get them here. Talk about the location, public transportation. It's got, you want to say something about it's got front and rear access. Talk about the appliances, comes with laundry, comes with fridge, stove, dishwasher, right? Full washroom. I mean, the place is fantastic.